Hey there, Four States. This is Luke Taylor with KNEO Radio. Welcome to another episode of Community Connection. And right now we have on the phone with us Rosie Gardener, and she's with First Baptist Church of Neosho, and they have a event or a weekly gathering that we'd like to tell you all about today. And hey, Rosie, thanks so much for your time to talk to us about it.
Yes.
And so you have a gathering called GriefShare. It's a small group where you get together every week. And can you tell us a little bit about that and how that's going?
Well, GriefShare has been around for around 40 years. It's a video-based program that helps grief recovery for people who have lost loved ones. It's biblically based. Strongly emphasizes the need that God is the source of our comfort. We can't comfort ourselves, we can't heal ourselves, but we have to look to God to bring us healing in our grief.
Yeah. And so how long have you been involved with the organization?
I've been involved probably, it was either 2007 or 2008 that I got started in it. My husband passed away in 2003. And I thought I was doing fine, and a lady in our church who offered GriefShare wanted me to facilitate, and said, Rosie, you got to go through the program before you can facilitate. So I went through, and I wished I had gone sooner. I found great comfort and a lot of answers to questions that I had on why my husband passed away, and thinking all the things people think inside but are afraid to ask or tell anyone.
Well, so it sounds to me like this would be a good group for somebody if they had a recent loss, but maybe even if they had one that was years ago, and maybe they've had trouble getting through all of those things, and so there's probably a lot of people out there who would benefit from something like this.
Yes, and I often find people who are involved in church often are afraid to let people know how grief affects them. And I heard a pastor one time say grief is like a kick in the stomach, and it is, because you've lost someone you love.
Yes.
And it's a really difficult season. You think you're going crazy, and there's just so many things going on. You don't know which way to turn. You don't know who you are, because you've lost, someone you've lived with for years and years maybe, and or it's a parent that you were really close to, or a sibling or a friend. It doesn't make any difference. If there's a really good relationship there, grief can really be difficult for people.
And so again, the group is called GriefShare, and we're speaking today with Rosie Gardener, and she's with the First Baptist Church here in Neosho. And can you tell people if they were interested in getting involved? I understand there's going to be 2 different locations and opportunities for people to gather for this, and so can you tell people about that?
Yes, we have our meeting that we've held since probably 2016 or 17 here on Wednesday evenings at our church from 5:45 to 7:15 in our adult wing. And it is not, I'm not an expert. I'm someone who's experienced it, and all I do is facilitate and allow people to find the comfort that I found. Then we are going to, because so many people have conflicts with Wednesday nights, or they don't like to drive at night, we are starting a group at First Community Bank on the square in Neosho in their community room. That will meet on Monday afternoons beginning on the 19th at 1:30 p.m. till 3 p.m. And looking forward to seeing what kind of a turnout. Sometimes people don't like to go to church, go into a church or a church of another denomination, and this just opens up to people who might find it more comfortable to go somewhere other than a church.
So they can go there to the church on Wednesdays, but then also the First Community Bank, and that's at 1:30, starting on February 19th, and that's going to be every single Monday. Is that right?
Yes, for 13 weeks. The series is a 13-week series.
Okay.
And it's video discussion-based. There's a workbook. I'm a former teacher, but I don't check the workbook. We just encourage people to do it because that's part of the healing, is really taking a look at and being honest with how they feel.
Okay, well, again, it's GriefShare, and so there's a couple different locations people can go. And before we go today, Rosie, if people have any questions about this, maybe they want to find out a little bit more info before they came, is there a phone number or anything online that they should check out?
They can go to the First Baptist Church website, fbcneosho.com, and look for GriefShare, and there's information on there that they can find it.
Okay, well, that's where people can go. And so we've been speaking today with Rosie Gardener, and this has been Luke Taylor. We'll go back to our regular programming. And hey, Rosie Gardener, thanks so much for your time once again.
You're quite welcome.